The ocean has always guarded its secrets. Waves erase footprints, storms silence witnesses, and abandoned places become the perfect home for mysteries that survive for generations. Along a lonely stretch of rocky coastline stood Blackstone Lighthouse, a towering beacon that had guided ships safely for nearly 2 centuries. Sailors respected it. Fishermen trusted it. But after one terrifying night, no one dared stay there after sunset. Even today, people still ask the same question: what really happened inside Blackstone Lighthouse? It all began during the autumn of 1978. A violent storm rolled across the sea with winds powerful, enough to crush fishing boats against the cliffs. The lighthouse keeper, Thomas Hale, was a quiet man who had spent almost 15 years maintaining the ancient tower. Every evening, he climbed the narrow spiral staircase to light the great lantern that warned ships away from the dangerous rocks below. It was a lonely job, but Thomas loved the silence. He believed the lighthouse had a soul, and as long as its light burned, lives would be saved. On the evening before the storm, a local fisherman noticed something unusual. Thomas stood outside the lighthouse staring toward the horizon, as if waiting for someone who never arrived. When asked if everything was all right, Thomas simply smiled and replied, "Sometimes the sea remembers things we have forgotten." Those strange words would become famous years later. That night the storm arrived with incredible force. Rain hammered the windows while waves exploded against the cliffs. Despite the terrible weather, the lighthouse light continued to shine. Ships safely avoided the rocks because of its steady beam. Then, exactly at midnight, the light suddenly disappeared. For nearly 15 minutes, darkness covered the coastline. Sailors panicked as the cliffs vanished into the storm. Some later claimed they saw another faint light moving across the sea, far from the lighthouse, as though someone was carrying a lantern over the waves. Others insisted they heard the sound of a ship's bell echoing through the wind, even though no ships were nearby. When the storm finally ended, a rescue team climbed the hill expecting to find Thomas repairing the lantern. Instead, they found the lighthouse completely empty. The front door was locked from the inside. Thomas's coat still hung beside the entrance. A hot cup of tea sat untouched on the wooden table. His journal remained open on the final page. But Thomas himself had vanished without leaving a single trace. No footprints surrounded the lighthouse because heavy rain had washed everything away. Every room was searched. The basement was empty. The lantern room was untouched. Divers searched the sea below for days but found no body, no clothing, and no evidence of an accident. The only strange clue was Thomas's final journal entry. Written only hours before he disappeared, it read, "The light is no longer alone tonight. If someone finds this, remember, not every signal comes from the living." Those chilling words sparked endless theories. Some believed Thomas had fallen into the sea during the storm. Others argued it was impossible because every safety railing remained intact. A few thought he staged his disappearance. But investigators discovered he had withdrawn no money, packed no belongings, and contacted no one before that night. Months turned into years. The lighthouse remained closed. People living nearby began reporting unusual events. Late at night, they claimed the abandoned lighthouse sometimes lit itself, sending a bright beam across the empty ocean even, though there was no electricity inside. Fishermen spoke of hearing footsteps climbing the spiral staircase while the building stood locked. Visitors who entered during daylight occasionally found fresh footprints in the dust leading upward, only for the trail to disappear before reaching the lantern room. One photographer spent an afternoon capturing images of the abandoned tower. When he developed the film, every photograph appeared normal except one, standing beside the lantern. Window was the silhouette of a man, wearing an old lighthouse keeper's coat. The photographer insisted no one else had entered the building that day. As stories spread, curiosity grew stronger. Years later, a team of historians received permission to restore Blackstone Lighthouse. They hoped to preserve its history and discover what had happened to Thomas Hale. During restoration, workers uncovered a hidden compartment beneath the wooden floor of the lantern room. Inside rested an old brass compass, several faded letters, and a weathered map dating back more than 100 years. The letters revealed an astonishing story. Long before Thomas became the keeper, another lighthouse keeper named Edward Lawson had disappeared under almost identical circumstances. During another violent storm decades earlier, Edward also vanished without explanation. His final journal contained nearly the same haunting message about mysterious signals coming from the sea. The discovery shocked historians. How could two men, separated by generations, leave almost identical final messages before disappearing forever? The mystery deepened when experts examined the brass compass. Unlike ordinary compasses, its needle refused to point north. Instead, it always turned toward the ocean beyond the cliffs, no matter where it was placed. Even inside laboratories hundreds of miles away, the strange compass behaved the same way. Scientists could never explain it. Some believed hidden magnetic minerals caused the unusual movement. Others quietly admitted no natural explanation fit every test. One elderly sailor then came forward with an unforgettable story. As a young deckhand, he had survived the storm of 1978. During the 15 minutes when the lighthouse light vanished, he saw another beam shining far beyond the cliffs. He described a ghostly lighthouse standing where no island existed. Around it floated an old ship covered in thick fog. Just before the original lighthouse light returned, both the phantom lighthouse and the mysterious ship disappeared into the darkness. His story matched tales told by sailors over 100 years earlier. Generations apart, different people described the same impossible sight. To this day, Blackstone Lighthouse attracts visitors from around the world. Some come searching for history. Others hope to witness something they cannot explain. Most leave with only photographs and memories, but a few claim they hear distant footsteps climbing above them. Some report seeing a faint light sweeping across the sea after midnight. And every so often, someone discovers a warm cup of tea sitting inside the abandoned keeper's room, even though no one officially lives there anymore. Was Thomas Hale pulled into the sea? Did he discover a forgotten secret hidden inside the lighthouse? Or did he answer a signal meant for someone else? No investigation ever solved the case. No evidence ever revealed the truth. The lighthouse still stands against the crashing waves, watching the endless horizon just as it has for centuries. Its light no longer burns every night, but its mystery continues to shine brighter than ever. Perhaps some secrets are never meant to be solved. Perhaps the sea keeps the answers for itself. If you enjoyed uncovering this unsolved lighthouse mystery and want to hear more chilling stories about abandoned places, forgotten legends, and mysterious locations from around the world, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. You never know which forgotten place we'll explore next, or what mystery might still be waiting in the darkness.